whereby people didn't exactly know what was going to happen. And there's a great tale, because the first time that we see Eric appear, you had no knowledge.
No, that's the first time I met Eric, was in that scene. We done this scene where, I got the scene the night before where little Eric confides in the poster of Big Eric. And the scene ended with me saying, my psychiatrist asked me if I've ever done anything ashamed of. So that was it. And we shot that, we done about 5-6 takes, and then Ken decided that the lighting wasn't quite right. So they got rid of me outside when they had a cigarette, and then I came back and he put some black flags up. And he said, well, we'll do one more. So we did one more, and then I had this voice behind me. And I turned round and it was Eric. I'd been Loach.
And also, I mean, Paul, this is the 8th feature with Greg and Ken, your scripts are very acclaimed, but you also, Ken, you're an actor that likes to, a director that likes to encourage ad-libbing. I mean, when we were talking upstairs, the scene where they're reading through the Darren Brown mind book, some of that was ad-libbed by John Henshaw, it was brilliant as Meeples. And also the line where you say, you know, you're just getting over the trawler one. I mean, a lot of that was thrown in. How much as actors, how much kind of freedom does that give you to know that you can have a direct input into what appears in the film?
I think we have to find the freedom. We can put some limits. We know these limits, and inside of that, we are very free, and we all need to be free, and can know it. And that's why these movies are so, I think, so real. It's one of the difference. It's genius, and nobody explains that. But we can have some details, some information. Sometimes why these films are so, it's like people are filming their house every day. It's fiction, everything is writing, it's like a documentary.
And although you've been very kind of generous with the way that as Paul said, you kind of sent up your philosopher image. I mean, was there a time, when you said that line about how you just got over the trauma quote, was you kind of thinking, oh, can I get away with saying this? Was there any apprehension?
Well, as soon as I said it, when we cut, I apologised to Eric.
Because he's bigger than you.
Well, yeah. I didn't, but Eric was, as Ken said, more than happy to laugh at his public persona. And, I mean, that's fantastic. And about the ad-libbing, Paul's written a script that is quite solid. But what Ken allows you to do is to make it your own and get relaxed with it. And you can change the syntax and the rhythm of the words. And you know, I've worked in TV studios where somebody's on a clipboard, and if you say, I were at the shops, you go, whoa, it says, I was at the shops. You know, that kind of conveyor belt drama. Well, this is different, so it comes across as more natural. But it is Paul's, basically, it gets pared back to the actual script.
I mean, people have been talking about this film. I mean, I think people were initially surprised that Eric and Ken were working together. But I read a very good interview with Rebecca O'Brien, your long-time producer, in the Guardian, where she said that, you know, it's not so surprising, because you're both similar in some ways in your careers, that you don't like the notion of compromise. You've got a reputation for being nice, but you've also got a reputation for being quite uncompromising. And you said, you know, life's too short, why compromise and have regrets? Did that kind of sensibility draw you together even more during the making of this film?
I don't know about that. I mean, it's something we didn't really talk about. I mean, you can get very pompous when you start talking about things like that, can't you, really? I mean, I think it's just what you do in action. I mean, it was quite clear when everybody followed Eric's career as a footballer, as we all did, it was quite clear that Eric was committed to a certain kind of playing football, like making it a beautiful game. And that when there was maybe some official who didn't see it quite his way. So when Eric told them where to go, I think everybody, wanted to give 2 fingers to the boss. He did it for them, really. So I think we all had a sense that he wouldn't bend just to make life easy.
And one of the other key lines in the film, Eric, which I think Paul said that was verbatim, was the line where you say, where you're asked about your greatest moment, and it isn't a goal, or it's a pass. And little Eric says, weren't you scared that it was going to be messed up? And he said, no, you must trust your teammates, always. And that kind of notion of solidarity and camaraderie and camaraderie is very much key to this film. And I think to your work in general, wasn't it? It's a very abiding principle for you.
Yes, well, I think, again, it's something we all share, really. And I think it is if there's one line in the film, that's it. And what it's saying is that individual glory is not as important as that making a commitment to the team. In other words, what we do collectively matters more than what we do as individuals. I mean, to be serious, like in parenthesis for a moment, because I don't want to change the tone of the evening, but it's an anti-Thatcherite film, because that idea of the individual, and there's no such thing as society, and I'll look after myself and bugger you. That's an idea as time has gone, and I think now the idea that what we can do collectively is what we can really change things.
But also,